You just don't want to smell my breath right now. I've just had tuna and jack potato and haven't brushed my teeth, but I can taste tuna in my mouth. Anyway, I have decided today to film my review on the Urban Decay All Nighter Liquid Foundation, which looks like this and comes in this gorgeous silver box. The Urban Decay packaging is always stunning as usual. I got mine in the shade 7.00. When I went to get my colour match, she tried like 3 different colours on my jawline. And she said whatever colour it dries is the same colour that it will stay all day. So apparently oxidization is when the foundation gets darker and darker and darker throughout the day as it's exposed to the air and the oxygen. This one does not effectively oxidize. So once it dries and it stays the colour, it apparently stays the colour the rest of the day. I have to say, first of all, I found that to be quite true, because usually I can tell at the end of my day with my MAC Studio Fix Fluid that my skin is a bit darker than at the beginning of the day. So I always tend to find my foundation looks better at the beginning than the end. I am wearing my shade 7 today actually, and I've had it on for probably about 4 hours already. I have to say, when the colour goes on, it's a little bit lighter on my face when I'm applying it. Like, I feel like I'm putting it on and it's slightly lighter. That's nothing to do with the product. That is just the colour that I chose or that the girl matched me with. But I have to say, when it dried, it was exactly the same colour as my skin. So I went with shade 7, although when I apply it, it seems quite light. I don't know what you guys think of it. Like, please do let me know what you think of this shade. I quite like it. I really like the product as a whole. So let me read you what the back of the packaging says. So it says, the ultimate foundation for flawless looking complexion. This waterproof formula provides complete coverage that lasts all day and in brackets all night, with that modern matte finish that never looks overdone. Achieve a blown out effect you never thought possible for skin that looks amazing and stays that way. Perfect for all night affairs and all other scandalous activities. This revolutionary formula is also comfortable enough to wear every day. We loaded this full coverage foundation with such an insane amount of pigment that a little goes a long way, and there's no need to build up your coverage applying multiple layers. Light diffusing pigments blur flaws for beautifully perfected skin, while high-tech ingredients mattify and absorb oil to reduce the appearance of shine. Choose from a wide range of meticulously calibrated shades for your most perfect complexion. Shake well and then buff on with one of our Urban Decay Pro foundation brushes. Shake before use, full coverage, long wear, matte finish, waterproof and oil free. You get 30 ml or 1 fluid ounce, which is the amount in the container. The packaging when you take it out looks amazing. So excuse all my like grubby fingerprints all over it, but it looks really nice, and as always we all appreciate the little pump. So I noticed like a couple of differences. As you guys know, I've been obsessed with my Studio Fix Fluid for as long as I've had it, and the Studio Fix Fluid has always been the foundation that I've gone back to when I've tried anything else. I really want to know what you guys think of this, because sometimes people comment on my videos about my makeup looking ashy and my makeup just being awful and how I'm horrendous at applying makeup. I don't know if it's the colour that they don't like or just the way I've applied it that they don't like, but either way, I'm really happy with the outcome of this foundation. I have worn it, this is the second time that I've worn it, so I've not really had a chance to wear it that much. But the first time I wore it, I did wear it for like 8 hours. I had it on all day. I filmed with it during the day, and then I went out in the evening with it as well. And I have to say, I absolutely love the look of it. It is full coverage, so if you go into a mirror that is very, very bright, you can see small hairs on your face and it literally clings to everything. But I kind of expect that with a full coverage foundation anyway. The first time I applied it, I think I put way too much on and I literally looked like I had a mask on my face. My boyfriend said it looked quite flawless. He said he could tell that I was wearing something different on my face, but I think it was just because it was so much more full coverage than I'm used to. Also, when I applied it for the first time, I used the Glamouflage concealer and I feel like it was a little bit too light for my skin, so I ended up looking a bit sort of clown-like and I didn't really like the way that it looked. Today I've applied it again to do the video, and I have to say I really, really like the outcome of it. I still feel like it's a tad too pasty for my skin, But I don't mind, because if it's too light, I can darken it up with some bronzer, or I can add a slightly darker foundation to it. If it's too dark, you're kind of buggered. There's not really much you can do about it if the foundation's too dark, because generally if it dries, it's just going to get slightly darker. I really like the look of it. Please tell me what you guys think. Give it a thumbs up if you've tried it and you like it, or this influenced you to buy it. I have very oily skin and I have a lot of pigmentation. I have very dark circles under my eyes. Though a lot of people don't apply foundation under their eyes, I do. So I put foundation under my eyes, and then I put concealer, and then I powder it. So I put foundation, and then I put corrector, and then I put concealer, and then I powder everything, so that things just stay put on my face. And unfortunately, that's the way my skin is, and that's the way that I have to do my foundation. Otherwise, you get blotches where you can see skin through. So I think really, I got this from House of Fraser, and it cost me £27, which I thought was reasonable, because my MAC foundation, which isn't full coverage, is actually £27.50. I feel like this is a much bigger container. It may not be, I don't know, it may not be. It just looks a lot bigger, but obviously that is because half of it is the lid. I think this looks slightly like there's more product in here. I don't think you need to use that much of it. So with my MAC foundation, I usually tend to go in with a second layer if I'm filming, or if I'm going out, or if I've got a wedding to go to. If it's just kind of like I'm running out the house but I want to look nice, then I'll just put one layer on, and you can still see some of my skin through it. I only put one layer of this. So I literally put one pump on my hand, and then with that one pump, I dabbed it around my face in the areas that I needed it. So I put a couple of dabs on my cheek where I've got a few scars. I put a bit on my forehead, down under my eyes, and then my chin, and that was enough to cover my entire face. I felt really look quite flawless. Obviously there were still dark circles showing through under my eyes, so I had to correct that and conceal it. But I feel with me, I physically need to have that layer of foundation underneath, and then work with whatever I've got left over in terms of coverage. I really love this. I don't think I've ever liked a foundation as much as I've liked my MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and I have to say this is just as good, if not slightly better. But I will still revert back to MAC sometimes, or most of the time, because I feel like it's a more kind of everyday coverage. Not that I wear foundation every day, but it's more kind of everyday coverage because it's medium. And I would definitely say for night outs and parties and weddings and filming, I feel like this is probably a slightly better product. But I'd really like to know what you guys think. So do you think the colour's too light? I don't once it's dried, but when I apply it, I feel a bit like ghosty. But I don't know, as long as I get it to the top of my hairline and like over my ears, I generally feel like it doesn't look horrendously different from my neck and stuff. So I really love this. I think it's a beautiful foundation. I would definitely recommend it, and I'm really hard to please when it comes to foundations, and it doesn't have that horrible smell one that MAC has. Technically I give this a massive thumbs up. I give it literally like a 9 out of 10 compared to my MAC one that I would now give like an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I can see myself going back to this, and I can see me kind of changing it up with my MAC. In the summer, if I get a little bit more tanned, I would possibly buy the slightly darker shade and mix them as I needed to, or I would just mix it with a little bit of MAC foundation, so I'm not having to buy more foundation. Thank you so much if you guys listened to the end of this video. If you did buy the foundation, if you have any other opinions, then let me know if it worked, if it didn't work. I have very oily, disgusting skin, and I'm very acne prone. I have blemishes on my face, I have a little bit of scarring, and this worked really, really well for me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of it, and I will see you guys in the next video.